What's weird is I don't think of myself as a big Disney person, but somehow we go every year.
Hi, I'm Teresa.
And I'm Emily.
This is No Ordinary Friendship.
Hi, Emily. Welcome back.
Hello. Thank you.
It's been it's only been a week actually, but it feels like you were in another world for a very long time.
I feel that way too. So listeners, I just got back from 5 days in SoCal. We took the girls to Anaheim, and first we went to Great Wolf Lodge, and then we went to Disneyland. But I feel like I've been gone even longer mentally because Cassie was really sick, which I think I talked about last week already. Yeah. But what was crazy is like right after we finished recording, I had to go pick her up again. And then that night we found out she had pneumonia. So it was like just craziness after craziness. And then we left for our trip. So really hoping for a break here.
Yeah. And then you had to get on the podcast and start working.
Yes, but I'm happy to do that. I missed you.
I missed you too. I can't believe you were only gone for 5 days because it really felt like it was at least 10. You did a lot, though. You did a lot.
Yeah. I guess it was like almost 6 days because we left Friday and then got back last night.
Okay. More on that later.
Yes.
Let's jump into breaking news.
Yes. So this feels like irrelevant already from when I put it on the outline, but I got an email about my Rakuten check. You use that too, right?
Yeah,
Rakuten
cha-ching.
is the best. But I do not know what I bought. I have $100 coming my way.
Who cares?
You have
$100.
Usually I get like $12 and I'm excited. So I'm both saving a lot and spending a lot, I guess. I think part of it was during like Black Friday. You know how some places had like 20% Rakuten?
No.
Yeah, I think it was like
I've never heard of
Saks
that.
Or something.
Okay.
And I bought like a pair of shoes.
From Saks is expensive anyway.
Yeah. So look at me making money.
Yeah, I love how they go cha-ching, you got money or something like that. But my Rakuten check still goes to my old apartment in San Francisco, and my mother-in-law lives there now, and she gets our mail sometimes, and that's like the one thing that I need to like change my address on. But I think you only get a check every 3 months, right?
Yeah, every quarter.
So she'll bring it over. You can obviously tell it's a check, and she thinks it's like so much money. She like takes such good care of it, and I typically get like $2 or $3.
Even in a quarter?
Yeah, I guess it's, so, like, I think the highest I've ever gotten was probably like 50-ish.
Oh, sorry, my light keeps falling off. Okay. I'll just leave it off. Yeah, I use it pretty regularly. Do you have the plugin on your browser?
I do now. I didn't before.
Oh, that's a game changer because it will just tell you when there's something on the site.
I don't know why I didn't do that earlier. That is definitely a pro tip for all our listeners.
Yes, definitely get the extension. And then when you go on any site that has a Rakuten deal, it'll let you enable it. Cha-ching! Okay, tell me your breaking news.
Great PSA. Okay. Last week, I think, marked my official 6 months of being funemployed. And I felt like that was a really big milestone. I can't believe how quickly it went by. Granted, there were 2 months of basically holiday-ish stuff happening in there. But what is the word? What is the word, Emily? Like, I just feel like my mental health is so much better. The fact that I don't get Sunday scaries anymore has been a game changer, because I used to be like bedridden with anxiety from
just dread.
The dread from all the responsibilities and accountability, and can't even relax because I knew like more and more stuff was on my plate and people were relying on me. But I know it's been a while, but like I kind of miss it now. I need something in between this and whatever the hell that was. Like something in between would be a really good balance for me.
Yeah. That's good though. That's good that you found like positive things and noticed a change, because that's what I hoped for you, you know? Because I know it was like scary to take that leap, and now you can see that it doesn't always have to be that way, and you can look for something that is a better fit.
Totally. And on that note, one of the things that I thought I would be doing a lot more of was working out. Not the case, as we have established in previous episodes. But yesterday, I went to Orange Theory for the first time ever.
Ooh, I've never been. So tell me about
anyone that doesn't know, it's kind of like Barry's, but it's essentially like semi-intense circuit training where they have treadmills, they have strength training on the floor, and they also have the rowing machines, which I thought was pretty cool for low intensity cardio. And I am like the bottom half of me, I cannot move. Like this morning, I couldn't get out of bed because I was like, I'm so sore. It was a full body workout, and my arms are not sore, so I guess I didn't work out hard enough there.
How long is the class?
It was 50 minutes because it was just strength training. But it was interesting because I guess it's a class that they're trying to promote more. It's 50 minutes strength training or 50 minutes of treadmill. Can
my
you
gosh.
imagine going on the treadmill for 50 minutes? Half the class was doing that. I was like, who are these crazy people?
Just people like to run, I guess.
I guess so. And like, I guess they like to track their heart rate too. That is something that they're all about with their technology and being data driven, blah, blah, blah. But I went to a noon class and it was so obvious to me that everybody was a work from home tech worker that was like getting in their workout and then going straight back to their laptop in the basement. Yeah.
Nice. So are you going to keep doing it?
So they are the craziest salespeople ever. And if I weren't interested, I'd be super annoyed, but I'm definitely interested. It's very close to my house. It's close enough to my house where I'll actually go. And I think I'm going to sign up.
Nice.
And our other friend, our mutual friend, Emily, she was telling me how she used to live right above one. And they bought a 10 class pack. And they, after all these years, they still haven't finished it. So maybe the novelty wears off very quickly. But I think I will continue because I need something, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like a really nice balance of cardio and strength training, which is really
I do
what
think
I
I
want.
should get some cardio in my life. Although the past few days, I probably walked more than I did like the rest of the year so far.
I want to know what your
is a
stats
workout,
are.
and carrying like an almost 30-pound child for part of the time.
It's a workout.
Yeah.
And they're squirmy too, so it's not just carrying.
Yeah, my
30
biceps were
pounds.
definitely sore.
So maybe you should do some strength training too. I hear that's what people our age, our geriatric age, should be doing now.
I do. If I were to go back to a class, I miss bar method. I've always really liked it. And I think like it really builds your muscles without getting super sweaty.
Yeah. Kind of like Pilates too. Maybe you could do some of that.
That's true. I should try one of those.
I thought bar
maybe.
method was a really nice mix too.
Yeah.
I saw this TikTok that was like getting ready for Pilates and me being super happy I don't have to wash my hair afterwards.
So true.
So true. You can go straight back to work. All right, let's go on to pop culture. I feel like because you've been so busy the last 5 days, do you know
Or
anything
3
about
weeks,
what's happening?
really. I've been in just like a hole. My
you know
phone was
anything?
like, your screen time was down 88% last week. I was like, wow, that's really definitely because Cassie was home the whole time.
And didn't you have no Wi-Fi for a period of time too?
We had no Wi-Fi, yeah, like right at the beginning of 2 weeks ago when everything hit the fan. And
the
then,
storm.
yeah. But yes, tell me pop
You're
culture.
on the up and up now. Okay,
hope
so Teresa. Do you know what that is, who that is?
No idea.
Have you seen anything or heard anything about her?
0.
Okay, I discovered her, I think, on Sunday. It was a long weekend, so on Sunday, and she had already had 500,000 followers. Now she's at 2.7 million.
What?
So she made a 50-part playlist. Each video on TikTok is 10 minutes, and it's 50 parts, Emily. Like
what? Of
yeah,
what? Like what is her content
her story.
about?
Okay, so hers, it's basically a story. It was almost formatted like an audiobook true crime-ish type of thing, but essentially it was about how she was married. She dated and married a pathological liar.
Wow.
And the whole series is called Who the F Did I Marry? And so every single part should be like, in part 50 or part 47 of Who the F Did I Marry?
I didn't listen to Giggly Squad yet, but I think I saw they posted Who the F Did I Marry?
Yeah.
So maybe they talked about it, but I don't know the
So the only
context.
reason I even found this person was because I don't know who found her earlier, but there were a lot of TikToks being like, oh, me canceling all my plans this weekend so I could listen to this 50-part playlist of this girl's story. And she's just a very authentic storyteller. She's based in Atlanta. And a lot of things were definitely red flags, and she admitted to not wanting to see them. But also, like, this was during the very beginning of COVID. And so a lot of the things that you typically would get done a certain way, like with finances or mortgage or whatever, were totally different at that time. And so I felt like she definitely fell victim to some of that. But isn't that crazy? A 50-part playlist, and so many people were engaged. And the funniest ones or funniest TikToks were like TikTok probably wondering why their algorithm is like this. Like everyone's on TikTok, but no one's on the For You page anymore.
Oh, wow. 10 minutes long each. I mean, that's an investment of her time, too.
Totally. And I watched the first couple ones, and she was driving, and then in the comment section, people were like, where are you driving to? Are you going to Narnia?
She's just driving
why
and
is your commute
talking?
so long? Well, I'm sure she was going somewhere, but she essentially finished her whole series
Wow.
I don't know, over the weekend or something. And she had
That's-
lives, and she's getting sent on a trip. Like,
Oh,
it's a
nice.
lot.
I
Yeah,
feel like
she deserves
that
it.
number dissuades me from starting. I'm
Totally.
Like,
And I
want
think-
like 10 minutes, like a summary version.
There definitely is that now, but I feel like once you're in it, you just start.
You just keep
You
going.
just can't stop because of her storytelling abilities. It is weird. I don't know. Like most of them are like 9.5 minutes or something like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I didn't even know a playlist feature existed on TikTok.
I didn't either.
But essentially, it's like
Should
you
we
can
make
listen
one?
to it kind of like a podcast. But what would we talk about? Oh, and people are talking about how she has made so much money because not only has she gained 2 million followers,
Yeah.
almost 3 million at this point, but her videos are so long, and you get like, I don't know how much you get, but you get a certain little amount for every view that you have. And so like the minimum that she'd be getting if she's part of the creator fund or whatever is around $86,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
I don't think she came into it thinking she's going to make all this money, but she
Yeah.
really did a lot of upfront investment
Good
into
for
telling
her.
her story.
Yeah.
And being very thoughtful about telling her story too.
Maybe I'll listen to the first one and see what it's like.
See, I think a lot of people listen to it on 2X
Tisa?
too. Yep. Risa M. Tisa.
Oh,
Unless it's Risa M. Tisa. I don't know.
probably not.
Okay, the second thing I want to tell you about, not as intriguing, but people are pissed. Somebody posted these chocolate covered strawberries on TikTok. It's some song with a beat playing, and it just zooms in and out like on the chocolate covered strawberries. And this person got
Did it go
over
TikTok?
100,000.
I mean, go viral.
It went super viral. It gained this person like over 100,000 followers and like
What?
12 million likes or something.
Okay, why didn't we get that?
It's such a low quality video, but I guess people really love chocolate covered strawberries. And it wasn't even the beautiful ones that you're thinking about from Godiva. They were just chopped up strawberries in this really old white bowl, and the chocolate was all over the place. It was just like kind of spread like you're cooking
Did
with your
that
toddler.
person have followers already? Like, were they a small influencer?
I think I looked at this person's page and not real. I don't know. Not really.
Interesting.
Do you remember
Things that go
cranberry
viral on
juice
TikTok
guy?
are so puzzling to me.
So now people are like, all right, here's me trying to make a viral TikTok video, and they're just like zooming in and out of random foods. Yeah, like
can do that.
non-aesthetically pleasing foods. Yeah, I could do that all day.
Should we zoom in and out on our different podcast equipment?
Something about chocolate covered strawberries, though.
They are good.
All right, tell me about Stanley cups.
Okay, so this is it's very actually breaking news for me because I heard it on the way home today on the radio. Stanley Cup apparently is getting sued from a class action lawsuit. I don't know if you heard.
Ooh, no.
Because I guess they have to use lead in their process for like creating the vacuum seal or something, and I guess they don't disclose it. And I was like, oh my gosh, so many kids and like I'm sure pregnant women are like using Stanley Cups and collecting Stanley Cups. And I think supposedly if your cup is fine, like you can't actually get like in contact with it. But what happens if your cup cracks or breaks or like, you know? So I don't know what's going to happen, but it's kind of crazy. Like Stanley Cup has definitely been on the up and up and everybody loves it. There's such a craze. It's like Stanley Cup is like the Taylor Swift of drinking receptacles or whatever. But, you know, it might be on its way down now with this.
Who is suing?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know how class
find
action
out?
lawsuits start. I feel like it's like lawyers. They're like, ooh.
It's like a couple of people find out, right?
Yeah, we can go after this corporation that we know has money. So then they start
Yeah,
it.
but how did they even know that there was lead in it, right? Like,
So,
was there some whistleblower on the inside?
Oh, so the radio station guy was saying somebody on TikTok like kind of did their own at-home test of the outside of a couple Stanley Cups and there was like traces of lead.
Oh, interesting.
So I don't know if that's how it started or if somebody like leaked that information. But supposedly like Stanley knows that that's part of the process, but they've never informed consumers.
Disclosed it. Interesting. I wonder if that was like an oversight or they
Or
intentionally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's...
Well, I feel like there are laws, right? Like there are random things that say like warning, you may be exposed to chemicals or whatever on different things. So maybe they don't have to do that because it's like somehow like enclosed. But who knows?
Is there lead in everything then? Because there are a million suction cups. Like,
I don't know.
are they all using the same technology?
Yeah, I have no idea. Maybe they're just the only ones to be outed. Like Kite Baby.
Yeah, when you're on the up and up.
People want to go after you. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Emily, let's move on to parenthood and family.
Parenthood. I feel like I need time to like digest before I can share out better tips. But since it's fresh off my mind, then I'll try to share what I can. But as we mentioned,
we can always do a part 2.
Yes, we just went to Disneyland, and one thing is like it was so crazy. Even we had really bad weather the first 2 days. It was raining on and off. The second day, it like poured at one point when I was luckily at the hotel doing nap time with Cassie. But I guess I can share some tips about rainy weather and then also going with kids. But I want to say I'm really proud of me and Victor. Usually when we go on trips, we like have a low point at some point in the trip, right? We're like, why did we do this? We should never go on a trip again. Like that was awful. And we did not have one of those this time.
Wait, both of you have that? I thought that was just you. So it's like the two of you together.
Oh my gosh, no, Victor's worse than me.
Oh, really? Okay. So I have him to blame because you're feeding off of his energy.
He usually like has like a super low point, like he's going through stages of grief and then he like recovers by the end of the trip. But this time he didn't. And I didn't either. And I don't know if it's because I was like so run down from Cassie being sick and I was just like grateful that she was getting better, or maybe, you know, the girls are getting a little bit older. Like I think what was great was our flight there was so smooth that we both looked at each other multiple times. Like I was looking at him across the aisle because both girls wanted to sit with me. But like they were just like eating snacks and watching their tablets and just no complaints, no meltdowns, didn't even get up, you know? And I was like, wow, we're like getting there. We're getting to the golden years. So I think it just started the trip
was an hour, right?
Yeah,
Well,
but like
how long?
we've done 1 hour flights that have been miserable, you know?
A disaster, yeah.
Yeah, that have felt like 3 hours. But yeah, that just started everything off on like the right foot. And I just
Did
feel
you
like,
guys go in it together being like, we're going to be positive this trip?
No, we didn't actually. But then when we got there, I was like, oh, wow, like it's going well. And then Victor just was positive too. And well, he did keep saying, just make lemonade because it was like such bad weather.
Yeah, I know. That's really terrible. But you did make lemonade.
We did. We had a great time. And I think, I don't know, there's something about Disneyland that just is magical. It really is.
So magical.
Yeah.
When are you going to go back?
I don't know. I think Cassie won't be free anymore after this year, so we'll see.
Cassie won't be free?
Yeah, because you're free until you're 3.
Oh. I thought you mean like her schedule's not open to go to Disneyland.
No, her ticket. But okay, if you do go when it's raining, we were such noobs. Like, I didn't even buy a stroller cover, which was like mistake number 1. So Victor had to like jerry rig. He ordered a poncho off of CVS DoorDash, and then he cut it and like put it over them. But that's key. Number 2, we did not pack appropriate foot gear for anybody. So they wore their Crocs because I was like, at least that will dry quickly. But their socks got super wet and cold. So yeah, definitely pack appropriate footwear. And I think if you have a small umbrella for when it's like pouring, that helps too. We didn't have that either. So we just had ponchos, and it wasn't great.
I know. I feel like the only experience I have with my kid too is when it was raining, and we also bought 2-day tickets, and it was
you guys
pouring.
had rain too.
We bought ponchos there though, and actually, all the stores have ponchos like the Disneyland ponchos, and they're not that expensive. I'm sure it's like cheaper at CVS, but it really was high quality, reusable. So if you're really in a pickle one day, you can definitely still buy a poncho.
That's true.
There.
And then there were people like outside of the park selling ponchos and umbrellas. So if you needed to, you could buy it there too.
Yeah.
And then my other tip is definitely just like, don't care about like your kids eating good meals or like, you know, getting them nutrition. It's just about survival. So like whatever snack they want to keep them happy, just give it to them. I think it's worth it. And it's just a few days, you know? So my kids like inhaled gummies. Like they went through almost 2 bags of gummies that we bought there at the park.
What kind of gummies do they sell at the park?
They sell
Where do they sell them? I don't think I've ever seen that.
In the gift stores. So we bought there were like Yoda
like gummy
gummies.
bears?
Like shaped like Yoda, and then they had sour gummies that were shaped like different Disney characters, like Mickey, Donald, Goofy. So they really liked those. And then I had actually brought so many snacks from home, and we went through a lot of those too.
So they let you bring in any snack from outside?
They're pretty, like, they don't stop you from bringing drinks or snacks, which is really nice because I know other like amusement parks have stricter rules. Apparently you can't bring in like a portable speaker because they stopped someone in front of me for that. And then food scissors, don't bring those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah. And then my one last tip, which is hit or miss, but we were allowed to kind of like skip the line twice. And I think I already texted this to you, but the key is to have your youngest, cuter child be like, again, ride it again. And you go, oh, I know you want to ride it again, but we have to go wait in the long line. And then if the person hears and is nice, they're like, oh, you guys want to go again? Here, you can just go here. And then they let you like kind of go from the backside. And we got that twice, which was super, super nice.
Did Cassie say, again, I want to ride it again twice?
Yeah, Cassie was like, let's ride it again. And Charlie did too. I think like they're also aging out of that stage where people think like, they're so small and so cute. And like, I feel like once they're like 6, then they don't get it anymore.
Yeah. You got to milk it now when you really don't understand any reasoning. What ride was it for?
We did the Little Mermaid ride on Monday. And that was at night too, so it wasn't a long line anyway, but I just didn't want to have to walk out in the rain all the way around. And then yesterday, it was the Winnie the Pooh ride. I think those were their favorites.
I can't believe you were at Disneyland yesterday. It's just like
know.
180 shift from you and your
We were definitely like, oh man, the weather's finally good. Like it's the 3rd day and it finally stopped raining. And we're like, oh, should we have stayed another night so we could have like the full day there? Or should we like take a later flight? But then honestly, even though we were staying positive, like our energy was definitely tapped. Like when we got to the airport, I think both of us were just like, oh, like
the
just
adrenaline
a few more hours.
Over.
Yeah, the adrenaline left our bodies and we were just exhausted.
And you left the most magical place on earth.
Yes. But yeah, overall it was great. Yeah, I highly recommend it still.
You are definitely a big Disney person too.
What's weird is I don't think of myself as a big Disney person, but somehow we go every year.
I don't either. And then our other friend had to remind us that your bachelorette party was at Disneyland.
It was.
And I forgot.
Yeah. I mean, I love Disney, and I just felt like, oh, it's real. I think it made me think of like, remember we went to Disneyland like right after graduation from college? You, me.
Oh, yeah. Like
Annie,
I drove.
Maybe, and Ching. And I was like, that was really fun. And I didn't want to do my bachelorette in Vegas. So I was just like, what's kind of close-ish?
There are more options than those two.
Close-ish and would maybe be fun and different. And I think that's why I picked Disney. But it's not because I'm like a Disney fanatic. Like, I don't even have more than one Disney shirt, you know?
I don't think of you as a Disney fanatic because there are crazy Disney fanatics out there. You know, like when you see them, you know them.
I think I'm like in the middle of the road for our friend group, for the love of Disney. You know, like I definitely like it, but I'm not like the top Disney fan.
Love. Right. Yeah. Okay. We also went there after our little girls' weekend trip. We randomly went there after Korean barbecue.
The fireworks.
Yeah. Okay. Mine is not nearly as exciting. It was President's Day weekend, so we went to Monterey Bay Aquarium. My big tip is do not go over the weekend. I heard it's always a madhouse there. My husband took Friday off, and I kind of thought it'd be pretty busy too because it was a 3-day weekend. But it was busy, but not crowded. There were some field trip goers there that were in elementary school that were kind of wild, but you know, they left after a couple of hours. And overall, it's pricey, but I heard that if you get the annual pass, you go 2 times, it's worth it. Even with that information, though, know when to walk away. I know when to walk away. We decided to not buy the annual pass because there's no way that I would go back. Yeah, within this year, I think, or within because not that it was so crazy, but like Tyler is scared of the dark. He's been scared of the dark from sleeping at home too. So there's a lot of parts of the aquarium that are pretty dark.
They are,
but really beautiful. So he was crying because we want him to go in. He wanted to go in. He didn't want to go in. Logan, the younger one, was crying because he wanted to go in, but nobody was going in with him. So they were just like both crying, and me and Steven just started cracking up because it's just
chaos.
I mean, it was just silly. And the best part of the day was being outside. The weather was nice. And they just ate snacks outside. Like that was their big thing. And because it's about an hour and a half drive from where we were coming from, they both fell asleep almost immediately on the car. And we're like, I don't really want to go home yet. And it was Steven's day off. So we did the 17-mile drive, which I have not done in a decade, I think.
Same. I haven't done it since high school, maybe.
I told Steven, like, I used to go every other month when my parents' friends were visiting from Asia.
That was where we would take people who were visiting.
Yes. Did not appreciate it. I was like, I don't even really know what it's like. I didn't appreciate it
either. And then you end at that, like, golf course, and I'm like, I don't want to go to this golf course.
Okay, let me tell you, it is worth it to do that drive. And Steven asked me if we had to pay, and I was like, I don't know. I don't think so. You have to pay. You have to pay. It's only $12, though, and even though I was like, oh, $12 to drive around on a street.
Yeah, just to drive.
I still think it's worth it because it felt like I was in Hawaii for a short moment of time. The coastline, the sun, the vibes, the sleeping kids. Maybe that's what like really made me happy.
Did they sleep through the whole thing?
They slept through the whole thing, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they were getting pretty amped up from crying in the aquarium. But I highly recommend it if you're in the area because every other part of Monterey and Carmel, at least the places that I've been to around the aquarium, feel very touristy.
Yeah.
And there isn't too much like nice views that you really see. Yeah, or nature.
Okay. Well, I'll consider it, but I don't think my girls would sleep through it, so it won't be as pleasant.
Well, they might enjoy it too. You could just play some music.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on to random.
Yes.
Emily, you wear really cool jeans all the time. You're very hip with a Gen Z.
I do
you
not
are.
at all.
You do. And every time I see you in person, I'm like, Emily's so cool. So
You're the only one then.
So you told me that all your jeans are from Madewell now. At least all the
Yes.
jeans that you actually reach for.
Yeah, I have like
And
3 or 4 pairs that I mostly wear now, and they are all Madewell. Sponsor us.
so I went to Madewell and I tried to try on their jeans. I was like, I can't. And I sent you some pictures. I was like, this just
I thought it looked good on you.
Right. It looked fine. It did not look good. Definitely not great. I'm looking for good/great jeans. And I'm not going to change my body. So I feel like I need to find the right fit. But am I cool enough?
Of course
Am I
you
cool
are.
enough?
I think maybe you're like too cool. Like
That's what you tell people when you don't want to give them the cold hard truth.
no, not at all. Like I think maybe your style is like more elevated and elegant, and Madewell is for like teenagers. So
It's definitely not.
I like whenever I wear my wide leg ones, I really feel like I'm back in like 7th or 8th grade when I
And
used
you
to
have
wear
your cute
baggy
little
pants.
backpack. You definitely look like you could fit in with a high schooler.
And now my bangs, which I had bangs back then too. So just regressing.
Emily's just not aging, guys. That's the end takeaway.
I'm a 7th grader with lots of wrinkles.
But I need to know, listeners, if you know of other jean brands or fits or something that I should try, I am on a journey now because I only have one pair of jeans that I like and they're kind of cropped and I don't think that's cool anymore. So let me know.
Let's go shopping together. Let's go to Stanford Mall.
Oh,
next week.
Been there so long. Maybe as long as the weather's good, I'm down.
Okay, let's do it.
Super late. Temu
Yes.
is pronounced temu. Did you
No
know
way.
that?
Wait, I pronounced it temu, but then I thought I heard on a commercial Temu, so I changed.
Wait, which commercial? A Temu
I don't know.
commercial?
Yeah, I thought it was a Temu commercial, but I was like, oh, Temu, like all when I first started using the app. And then I thought I heard someone call it Temu. So that's why I changed the way I say it.
I thought it was Temu this whole time, but they had multiple Super Bowl ads.
Oh.
And they all called it Temu in their
What
ad.
if they changed? What if they decided to, since everyone's calling it Temu, let's just call it Temu?
Who's everyone?
I don't know, like, because I thought it was Temu when I first read the word. How funny.
When I look at it now, I don't know what it should be, but I'm still going to call it Temu.
Now I'm like, do I go back to what I was saying before?
That was the main takeaway from the Super Bowl ad. It's
I
pronounced
didn't see any
Temu.
of those.
Yeah, I figured I would tell you because I know you didn't watch the Super Bowl.
I packed a little portable humidifier from Temu.
Oh.
It didn't work. So
I didn't know that those existed.
can I show you? It's actually right here on my table.
Yeah.
Sorry, listeners. You'll have to go on YouTube to look. But it's like this. And then it has these two like little, almost like straw-like looking things that are foam and they soak in the water and then it's supposed to come out the top. But I don't know why. It never worked. We tried it a bunch.
Is there a charger or?
There is. You plug it in like a little USB charger or like cord. But I don't know. I'm going to complain and see if I can get a replacement because it had good reviews. And I mean, it was only like $7, so I'm not expecting the world, but I expected it to at least work. Like even if it's like spraying water out.
Yeah.
But it just wouldn't work.
I've heard that you can get humidifiers from hotels too.
Oh, really? I didn't think
Although I would
asking.
question
The
it a little bit
cleanliness,
because,
right?
Yeah, exactly. They probably would never clean it.
Yeah.
You would have to clean it.
Agreed.
Okay, well, that was your little PSA for the day.
Okay, thank
Up to you if you want to change. Do you want to tell me about smaller airports?
Oh, yes. Well, really briefly, since it's along the lines of my trip, we actually flew in and out of smaller airports this time. So instead of doing SFO to LAX, we did San Jose to Santa Ana. And it was so much smoother and quicker that I'm like, why haven't we been doing this the whole time? Victor loves it because it has Chick-fil-A. And we just did like the outdoor, like, hourly parking and it probably would have been the same if we had to get a car service round trip because we need car seats and all that. So it was really nice. And I was like, let's definitely look for San Jose flights going forward. And then Santa Ana, it took us like less than 10 minutes to get through checking in our bag and security. So I was like, oh, we could have stayed at Disneyland longer. But still, it was just like so empty and peaceful. And with little kids that like to run around, you're not like constantly yelling at them just because they actually have the space, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I love them. I love Long Beach too. Long Beach is a really great airport.
I never fly out of there.
I think, did you not fly with us that one time? Okay, I did a lot of times because of weddings I was going to in that area, and I just feel like it was cheaper with, they used to have JetBlue.
Ooh, I do like JetBlue.
And I remember right when I landed, I was like, am I in Hawaii? Like they're
the airport?
The airport is outdoors, or a big part of the airport is outdoors, but also their luggage carousel,
the baggage claim.
Baggage claim is also outdoors, and it just feels warm. There are palm trees, so definitely look into that one too if you ever need to go to that area.
Yes, and I love SoCal weather. Even when it was like rainy and colder, it was still warmer than here. So.
Yeah, when you texted it's freezing here, I was like, is it?
Yes.
It's been cold for a long time, I guess.
Yeah, I forgot already in 5 short days.
Oh, I guess I skipped mine. Okay, my last thing
Yes.
is poppi. You know poppi, right? That
It's a
really
drink.
viral. Yes, it's a really viral like soda
I
alternative.
think Olivia Munn is like invested in it or involved in
It's
it.
so good. Their whole thing is like it's a healthier alternative to soda. They have prebiotics in it, blah blah blah. But Coke is trying to buy them, and I just feel like Coke ruins things.
That's just what happens though. That's the world I come from where you're like a startup CPG, but that's like most of them, their dream is to get acquired by like a big CPG company.
But
and that's
it's
their
like
exit.
they have such different missions than
Yeah.
Poppi.
But sometimes they actually stay true to it, at least for a few years, is my understanding, because they're buying it because it's doing well. So they don't want to mess with it, right? But then eventually I think when the growth slows, they need to cut costs, and that's when things go bad.
the ingredients get
Yeah.
changed up.
I guess I should go
that was a
try some
company.
before it gets acquired.
Maybe it'll be cheaper actually when Coke acquires them, or if they let them, or if they actually go through with it. Because right now it's $3 a can.
Oh, wow.
It's like a treat. It's definitely like a treat.
Yeah. I'm not really a
worth
big
it.
soda person, but Cassie is. So maybe I should buy some so she drinks that when she asks for soda.
Cassie's a big soda person.
Also,
That's so
a last
funny.
thing, I don't know if this is common knowledge, but on Southwest, when they brought drinks for the girls, which this is the first time we've actually asked for drinks for the girls, they actually have little lids and straws on their
I didn't know that.
Southwest cups, like those little clear plastic cups. They brought little lids and straws, and I was like, this is so cute. And usually you drink like Honest apple juice and it's totally watered down. So Charlie was like, this is yummier than I expected.
Wait,
Because they had like
watered
straight
down?
apple juice. Yeah, I think most kids like the better for you brands, if you look, it's not 100% juice because I guess parents don't like so much sugar, but it actually tastes like pretty bad to me. Because I want the full juice.
Okay, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that is really cute at Southwesto. I like that.
They're really nice.
Very family friendly.
Yes.
We are way
Survived.
over time.
Yeah. Thank you, listeners, for tuning in. Please share us with your friends and come back next week.
Rate us, review us, and thank you
Have
for
a
listening.
great day.
Bye.
Bye.